Hi, we're going to talk about hornets, meat bees, and wasps. And when you're outside having a picnic or feeding your cats or whatever, you're going to have problems like this during the summertime, spring, whatever, where your hornets are going to outdo your cats when it comes to feeding your cats if they happen to eat outside. If you happen to have a picnic, then you'll be competing with them as well. But here we are feeding our can of sardines to our cats, and you've got these hornets feasting off their food, competing with them on who's going to get the food first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to create traps by taking this food and blending it with boric acid and placing it around the property so that the bees will take this boric acid food back to their hives and feed it to the colony within up to 2 miles away, and it will kill them, so it will prevent it from coming to your property hopefully within the next couple of weeks. So if you find yourself competing like that, woo, be careful. You might want to try this out. It's a little on the dangerous side right now, but I think it's very well needed at this moment, at least on my property. So anyways, let me show you how. So here, I went out and bought some boric acid. It is something we're going to add of just a little bit into the food. It is food safe for animals and people in small quantities, so it will not hurt the animals if they happen to get across it, because we're going to be using very small amounts. You can get this at a janitor's store, which was where I got mine from. You can get it at Home Depot, Lowe's, or anywhere that is basically used for roaches, but you can get it and add it to some and create a bait for hornets. Another way that we're going to do it is we're going to place it in with the sardines, put it into some cat food cans, place it around the property away from animals, and allow the bees to do what they need to do to eat and take it back to their nest. Another thing we're going to do is I have some apple juice here that I just happen to have. We're going to mix it up, put a couple of teaspoons in the apple juice, place it into a separate container, mix it all up, and then we're going to add it to some juice cans or some soda cans and place some sticks inside, because usually they like to attack you and get your food when you're having a picnic. So we'll place these around the property away from the animals so that they can come around, as you see how many I have, and they will eat it and take it back to their nest, and it will go and they'll feed it to the other hornets and wasps, and hopefully you'll see less and less as the days and weeks go by, and eventually they'll stop coming around, and it could be up to 2 miles away that they will fly, and hopefully you will no longer have any more problems. So let's go ahead and try this out and get that all mixed up for you. Alright, here we are going to take a chance and get some sardines, which they seem to very much like, put them in a plastic cup, and then we're going to actually add a little bit of boric acid. So let's hope that I don't get stung here while I'm in action. And there's quite a few of them here. Alright, so I was successfully able to get a little bit of sardine in here. I've got my boric acid. This is what it looks like inside. It's white powdery. And I've got a half a teaspoon. And so we're going to go ahead and put just a little bit in there for now. Let me set this down. I could smell it. It's probably going to catch the attention of some bees. But anyway, so I put the boric acid in here. We're going to mix the boric acid up, chop up the actual sardines. As you can see, it's all getting mixed up into small particles. You want to try to get all the boric acid to be mixed in with the meat so that it's well coated. As you can see, there's a little bit of specks in it. Mix it the best you can. Bees are pretty smart, so but the point to the matter is to get them to take this back to the wasp nest. And I got some cans here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop them into these cans. Whoops, here comes one. Ooh, he's after me. And then you're going to place it in there. And as you can tell, the wasps are really liking it. And so we're going to go place this where it needs to go so that the wasp can get it. I don't want to hold them back any. So here we have our first can with our sardines in it and everything. It smells really sardine-y. But we're going to place it somewhere where the cats will not be able to get it. Going to be in a nice little location, but the bees will have no problem getting a hold of it. And currently I have this right here. We will place it up there and allow the bees to get it. And I possibly will put a can of apple juice up there as well. And that way they can get their food and their drink. And we'll do that in just a moment. Alright, we're going to try this again. 2 more. So as the bees are over here, we are going to take a chance, scoop it up, and then get out of here. Alright, I was able to get out of there. I got my little bit of sardines, my boric acid here, and we're going to do this really fast. I'm going to take our little half a teaspoon, drop it in here, just so you can get a good look at the boric acid. It has to be boric acid. And I believe this is 100%, but I think you could do 80, 90, 100%. Your best chance is the highest, the better. And that's what mine looks like. Here's my sardines. And the boric acid on top. Mix it around, mix it around, mix it all up. Make sure it's all broken down and no lumps. Mine has a couple lumps in it. Let's get it mixed. A dangerous job. My poor cats. I've been fighting these bees for weeks now, and I feel really bad because I come out first thing in the morning trying to feed them before the sun comes up, and it's a matter of seconds before these bees show up and compete with them for their food. It doesn't matter how far you move the food to a different direction. These bees are very, very smart. They got senses, they can smell it. Next thing you know, the poor cats are fighting the bees. So, trying to do a favor for the cats. These bees are non-stop, persistent. And it's a nuisance, so it's time to take care of business. Alright. So, make sure all of your boric acid is mixed. And this is what it should look like. Little bits and pieces they can take back to the hive. As you can tell, my kitty is hungry, but I can't let them eat right now because I feel bad that I am opening up the hive on them when I'm feeding them. So I try to feed them at night, but they're a little hungry. Competition. So I have a couple of more cans of empty cat food dishes. I'm going to split this up into 2 dishes. They'll probably have this eaten up before the end of the day, and I'll probably have to do this again tomorrow until they stop coming around and competing to the cats for their cat food. And make sure you empty it out. Save your products if you're going to be doing this for a couple of weeks. Put it indoors. I don't always feed my cats sardines, but it's good for their fur, good for their health, good for their heart. And this is what it looks like, and you'll place that around where the cats can't get it, but the bees will be welcome to it. So on to our next project. We have this apple juice, apple cider. We're going to place half of it into this container, this empty container, and add boric acid, probably about 2 teaspoons of boric acid, maybe 1 teaspoon. Shake it up and add the rest with water. First, let's open up our container. Now the apple juice, hopefully the bees don't show up, the wasps. We're going to pour it into an empty container. The sweetness of the apple juice is what attracts them. And there's going to be more for later. Now we're going to take the boric acid. This is a half a teaspoon, so we're going to do 2. Place it inside. I'm going to do 1.5 teaspoons. So the boric acid goes into the bees when they eat it and seizes up their organs in time. Not as they eat it, but before they get, once they get to there and they feed it to the rest. You want to make sure you get it well mixed. Because they like the sweetness. and we'll put the rest with water. I have this jug of water. Now remember, you might need this, so have it around for the next couple weeks. You can even take some old fruit and water, fermented fruit and water. That is very, very ripe. They love that too. Drill a little hole or get something on the top that allows them to go in. They'll be attracted to that as well. But we're gonna go ahead. See, some of my boric acid apparently is not breaking up, but I'm sure it will in time. We're gonna go ahead and keep this mixed as best as possible. And I have a bunch of soda cans. Now they do love these. They're attracted to them. We're going to pour our apple juice inside the soda cans. I have several of them to put around the property, and I'll keep them filled up throughout the day, so I'll check them again tonight to see how much they've drank, and then go back and fill them up. That's why I got so much. And we'll keep that cycle going for the next couple of weeks and see how long it takes before we get rid of those bees. Hornets, not bumblebees. So I have 8 cans, just a little bit. Just a little bit. It's a messy job, that's why we're outside. Just a little bit. And then tonight we're running around and spraying the eaves and anywhere we could find the hornets above ground. But they're also underground. I have a feeling they're somewhere under my deck. I've been wanting to do some gardening, but the last thing I want to do is get underneath there until I take care of this problem, so I don't find myself getting stung or my children getting stung in the process, let alone my pets. And we have extra apple juice for the next round. Who knows, it could be tomorrow. So we filled these up. We'll save this. I have a few sticks, and this will help the bees to go into my cans so they don't drown. They can walk down in there, get a drink of water, a drink of apple juice, sweet, tasty apple juice, and place these around the property away from the cats or any type of animals so they won't get to them. And we'll go and check them out throughout by the end of the day when the sun's gone down a little bit. To see how much they have drank and refill them if needed for tomorrow morning. And make sure my kids don't drink them either. one thing you may want to do is, if you have a garden, place them in your garden. Bees love to go there, hornets love to go there for the sweetness of the garden. If you have maybe watermelon, cantaloupe, or anything that's growing really sweet in your garden that's putting off a nice smell, they'll be in your garden. You'll find yourself in your garden doing some work and then get stung there as well. So another tip to help you from getting stung while you're doing your gardening. Let's go place this in a spot, maybe next to the can. Let's do it. So we're back here at the place where we put our original can of food. Now we have their drinks. This is dinner time. I'm going to place this right up here. See if it works in a couple hours. Currently they're still eating the other sardines, so we're going to see if it works. And maybe try this around the property as we place these around. And we'll let that sit and check it out tonight. Can it see me? So now that we have already a guarantee that the sardines are here, I placed this can over here just to see if they'd be interested and hopefully end up going over and getting it. I don't want to take the sardines away because we already know that that's a good form of meat, and I want them to come over, get a drink, since this is where they're attracted to right now, and get a little bit of that poison, take it back, take it to their nest where the queen is, and get that going. I would like to put a little bit of sardine in there and see how that works. Alright, I'm going to take my life in my own hands at the moment. We're going to snag a little piece of sardine here. I'm going to place it right inside the can, just for a little bit extra added more bait. Just to attract them a little bit more, and I'll probably do that to my other cans as well. And in a couple hours, we'll see. I'll start taking more and more of the sardines away, and then leaving more of the bait. And so, if you have this problem at your house where you can't feed your cats or your dogs outside, they're attracted to their food, they're attacking your animals, they're attacking you, they're a nuisance to your property. These are great ideas on how to eliminate them during this time of year. And definitely tonight when the sun goes down, you may want to spray some of their nests that might be around, up in the eaves, around your house. And definitely put the time out for the next couple of weeks. And definitely try to take care of this problem that you have, like I have. So anyways, thank you for coming by and checking out how I am taking care of my bee problem. So thank you for watching my video again, and hopefully you try this out and it works for you, and we take care of the bee problem. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for coming to Life on the Divide, and have a wonderful week. See you later.